We are live. Thank you, everybody who have showed up today. We have an awesome Q&A live right now coming at you in real time. So I have Kathy here. She's going to ask some questions of Jenn and Steve about a recent deal that they've done, and you'll get an opportunity to connect with them if you'd like. So if you are feeling so brave, feel free to interact with us in the comments section. I'll bring up your comment if you have a question about any of these deals, or if you have a question about working with Steve and Jenn and maybe even Kathy in the future. So thank you so much. I'll be chilling backstage. Kathy, take it away.
Hi, everybody. Happy New Year, you two. Two rock stars here in the house. Wow. So before we get started, my name is Kathy Craig. I am in Gator Elite. I am currently the executive director of a local nonprofit in Southern California, serial entrepreneur, one of the leaders at the Ventura County JV meetup group. We meet every week. And I do want to thank Alex and Taya and the Pace Morby media team, because without you guys, we would be lost. My computer would probably be out the window. So thank you guys. And forget about me. Now it's about you two, Steve and Jenn. Welcome. So happy to see your faces.
What's up, Kathy? Rockstar there. A little bit of everything, huh?
Oh, I just do the best I can do and just, try to make a little bit of
the best.
You're the best. Oh, I need to call you every day for this encouragement. I'm telling you.
Every day. I will dish it out to you because
I love it. I'll take it.
The universe needs every single one of us. I truly believe that, but I think you're a little extra special. I think you're a little bit of a light that everybody needs. So if you don't know Kathy, you should reach out to her because she's the best and she's a Gator Elite. So nothing like some money.
Woohoo! Well, thank you guys. I love it. So, a few little things, little housekeeping. I want to know from both of you, and Steve, we'll start with you. Where did you come from? What's your background? And then Jenn, we're going to flow right into you. So, who are you and where'd you come from? Oh, I think we have technical. Steve, are you... there you go. Unmute. There you go. We'll let you get your technical figured. And Jenn, it's on you.
I'll jump in. Yep. Totally jumps in. And jump in anytime, Steve, to start making noises so we know you're ready.
Yeah. Something with your microphone's a little, we'll let you fix. And then
is that better?
That's better. There you go. Yay.
I touched the mute button by accident.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I got this microphone.
I'm from Chicago. I'm from Chicago, moved to Phoenix in '89, and it's just been an entrepreneur all my life, and like right out of college. And I've been doing real estate on the peripherals of all my businesses, and where I just literally have bought buildings and done commercial and residential real estate as more of a hobby most of my 35 years in my career. And I've divested out of all my entities and my investments in other companies, with the exception of a few. And I am focused on real estate and just, living my life as a real estate investor and doing life as it comes. It's much more easier than the startups and the businesses that I've ran and I'm accustomed to. So it's really fun. It's a great experience and a great journey so far.
Well, I love that story. You've been doing this for 35 years, but you're only 36 years old. So I don't even know how that math doesn't even work for me. That's not even possible.
You are too kind.
I love that. So Jenn, tell me about, I know about you, but tell our amazing audience about yourself.
Wow. I'm actually pretty similar to Steve. So super excited to meet you on live stream. But so I am Badass Boss Jenn. I have been in real estate for 20 plus years, same thing, investing, doing it as a hobby because I just love houses. From the moment the first one I saw, I'm like, I could buy that. And I just took the leap and did it. And I've been an entrepreneur at heart. I was that fiery 19-year-old that would walk into big corporations and be like, yeah, I'll run your business for you. So I got aligned with quite a few good businesses, ran companies for a long time, and then moved into the mortgage world. I had a good friend that recruited me and said, "You'd be so good at this." And I'll never forget looking at her face being like, "You're retarded. I don't do mortgage. Like, I just don't understand what you're talking about." And she's like, "Nah, you're a problem solver." I'm like, "Oh," and at that point I was running companies. So I'm like, "I'll just run your company. Don't worry. You're crazy." Fast forward 15 years, I've been in mortgage and originating and helping people understand how money works, and from everything traditional lending all the way through private money, hard money, and especially creative, because that's my passion. That's what I do. And especially for our team and our group of entrepreneurs, because we're told no so many times in every aspect of business, that I come in and say, no, there's always a way. Now, one person might say no, but there's always a way. And so that's a little bit of my history. I got to do that. I born and raised in Reno, Nevada, Lake Tahoe. I lived in Squaw. You're not allowed to say that anymore. It's bad word in culture. So it's Palisades now. But so I mess it up. So apologize to anyone if I offended you. It's still Squaw. Moving on to now, then I moved down to Gilbert, Arizona, because I love the sunshine. I'm spoiled. I got to grow up in Smoke. I don't want to be there, but I'm back up there probably twice a month. And I have a lot of investments up there because I want people to know that there's always options. So I'm a little bit of everything, but right now, 100%, I have a mortgage origination company. I have a real estate investment company. I do investments 100%. Our focus is subject to and creative. We work with local realtors. We work with local lenders. If they have buyers that don't qualify or don't want to qualify because of this, then they bring them to us, and we're able to really help them understand that there's different options. So that is my company. That's what I do. Long-winded, because I do never shut up, is I help people. I always tell people it's just what I do. I help people understand money and real estate. So
I love it. Well, there's never a no. It's always an opportunity for a solution. That's just kind of how us crazy entrepreneurs work. No, well, okay, well, I mean, there's always a way. So how did you guys, Steve, how did you find this community? I mean, how did you enter the amazing world of Pace? Because there is no better world. Let's be honest. We know that.
That's
so
true.
How'd you find
There
it?
is not.
Yeah, the community is very, very special. So I actually, probably like most people, just, in my real estate investing, I just came across, videos of, no money down, creative finance. I've always done that with the companies that I've purchased in the past. And so, I was like, wow, you could do this. I know you could do it with real estate. I just didn't know to the extent. And so it just piqued my interest. And I just, I watched Pace for probably 8 or 9 months before I actually pulled the trigger and came into the community. So,
Awesome.
I think that is what led me here.
I love it. Well, as entrepreneurs, when I first learned about Pace, I'm like, wait, my dad and I were doing creative stuff because I have a commercial construction background, paying our guys, paying them ahead of all of the things. I'm like, hey, wait, I bought the business from my dad creatively. And I didn't even know. So I love that. I love how it just continues to bleed in to our lives. And it's a very natural next progression. So Jenn, how did you find Pace?
I was actually buying businesses. And so I was the complete opposite. I had shifted out of the real estate world and was buying businesses proactively, creatively, same thing. And I didn't even know what I was doing was creative. It was just the way that you buy businesses. It was much more enjoyable at that time in my life because I could go to a seller of a business and talk to them and create terms with them. And it wasn't in my previous world in very rigid lending. You just didn't do that. Like you don't come terms, you end one loan and get another loan. So I was, I'll never forget. I was watching a Cody Sanchez, which we got to meet and she's so amazing. Yeah. And I just was knee deep in this. And then all of a sudden she's got this Pace Morby guy. And I'm just like, what? And I did the same thing you did, Kathy. I was like, I've already been doing this and I've been told this was wrong forever. So that when you like someone saying that it's not illegal and it's not wrong. And I was like, oh, I literally cause I'm a nerd. And so I just went head forward and did all the research, pulled up all the Fannie Mae guidelines, all of the IRS tax codes. And I remember sitting back and just going, oh my goodness.
Yeah. It was an aha moment.
Everything I've been told was just someone's fear or someone didn't know or someone had a different view of it. And so I'm thankful to Cody Sanchez. I'm thankful I still buy businesses, but it's totally the opposite world. I just, and except for I'm different than Steve. You're a champ. Like I did it. I spent a week researching, and then I joined Gator, and then I joined Sub 2, and I'm like, okay, head first. This is all I'm
all
doing.
in.
Like,
Let's go.
I'm all
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how I
It's
actually came
crazy.
across it. I was buying businesses, and
I love it. Because
yeah.
we were told it's, it's unethical and moral. I'm
So
like,
wrong.
wait, no, it's not. We are actually helping people,
No.
supporting them, helping with my dad. We help with, he had retirement. I mean, all the things. It's not predatory. It is kind and thoughtful when it's done in the respectful, good intentional way. I mean, we're
Yes,
just
and
let's just
there's
make a difference.
background. Yeah, there is documentation. Like I am that person because I come from mortgage. Like I can pull up every single guideline. I know every single, every lender is different, so they have their own rules, but I know majority of those lenders, and to just be able to voice because people don't know and show them. I love that. Like you guys, this is the reality, and I feel like I was so quiet for probably 6 months. I'm like, oh, I don't want to say anything, but it's just stark reality. Like we have to share our knowledge.
Absolutely.
We have to let people know there is this, and it is an option. It's not for everybody. Don't get me wrong.
No,
But
it's
it
true.
is an option, and you should be providing. If you're a true professional, which Steve knows, Kathy, we're all business people.
Absolutely.
We all have had businesses. It is our right and our duty to be the professional and show options. That's all we do.
Absolutely.
Here is
Yep.
options. So
you show, you're compliant and you're compassionate. And it's really a very simple, the 2 C's, compliant and compassion. So I want to hear about your deals. So Steve, tell me about your deal.
Dude, Steve, I've been dying to hear about your
I
deal.
know. So and
excited.
who in the community, did you,
Yeah.
I want to hear like all the stuff, like who in the community helped you? Was it from the community, out of the community, like the whole background, all of it.
Thanks for asking. So yeah, I'm a bit of a lone ranger, unfortunately, and it's so hard for me for some reason to just ask for help. But through the process, actually, my first 2 sub 2 deals, I positioned as wraps. My first one was in Fort Worth, Texas. Divorce, gonna be a divorce situation. We ended up saving the marriage, and got them to a position where they could move to Albuquerque. And anyway, long story short, saved their credit and the whole 9 yards, and then ended up selling that. And then the deal in which I think was highlighted for this one was a deal in Phoenix here. This one, unfortunately, was a divorce situation. Couldn't save the divorce, but definitely nice, amicable split for them. We ended up really being persistent with the agent, and I mean it got many offers. She showed me, I think it was like probably, I think it was eight or 10 offers, and because I actually called and I spoke with her, and I wasn't trying to just do everything virtually or online. I said, hey, I'll even jump in the car and come on down there. So literally, that's probably the reason why I got that deal, is because I said, I can be there. I think I talked to her at 9 a.m. I said, she finally connected back with me. And I said, I could come at 2:00 in the afternoon. And she said, okay, we'll see you at 2. So I got a chance to sit down with her, and she's in the community, I think the free community.
Mm-hmm.
So, but still a skeptic. And the husband was the one that met with me, and I just went through the whole process with them, explained exactly how it all works, and just I said the good and the bad. I said, hey, this is not for everybody. So you have to understand this. There's still a risk that the bank could call the note due. And long story short, though, I think that with the upfrontness and the honesty of the whole the situation and how it worked, I think that they really appreciated that. And I listened to his situation and what he was going through. Very empathetic, and it was a beautiful little house right across the street from the Encanto golf course. I don't know if y'all know Phoenix very well, but 19th Avenue and Thomas, and just a really nice little place. And it was, I had the vision for being a wrap, but I hadn't done one in Phoenix, and this one was in the 600. It was about 635,000. So it would have been pushing pretty high if I wrapped it, but ended up connecting with Andrew McGuire in the community, who is he's also a leader in the sub-2 community. He and his wife Corey, just they're super special people. Really value them. She ended up I ended up allowing her to do the TC work. They bought it, and they were gonna make it a Airbnb, but instead they changed their mind after they closed and ended up, I think, just wrapping it and doing a little arbitrage on the interest rate. And I think they sold it within a month. So I can't say that it was 100% like that easy, because I did have to meet with the realtor probably, I think it was like 3 times. I had two lawyer calls with the seller, the wife. And I mean, it was a very kind of a slow go. It was about a 45-day close in total. And, but at the end of the day, I think that the key part was just, being completely, truthful and honest about the risks and everything associated with the deal, and not trying to sell them. I can create this is just a great option for your situation. But if you're not comfortable, don't do it. And so met with a lot of resistance. Even the agent hired her own attorney to come in and view and review all the documents. I've never seen that before, but
that's crazy.
It was a good one. So
well, kudos to you.
Everybody won in the end.
Yeah,
everybody won in the end. That's the best part.
Well, and you have that disposition where you're very, you're not the hard sell. You're very kind. You can see that when you're talking to people, you really mean it. It's not just like the BS line. And, it's the power of community and collaboration and reaching out to other people. See, you do not have to be the Lone Ranger there, my friend. There is a whole boatload of people who, want to work with you and support you. But your whole disposition really is conducive to very, difficult situations. So good on you.
So I will say one more thing, and that's regarding how I found the deal. I did participate in being a closer for Myron Biley's, I think it's called the LOI Blaster thing. And so I would just randomly join these Zooms and just say that, hey, anybody needing a closer for your deal, just send it my way, and you can be as much a part of this as you'd like, in full transparency. And I would give examples of their participation and how I would pay them out if the deal closed. And this gentleman was great. He just didn't want anything to do. He just wanted to send it to me, and that was it. So he ended up making a referral fee, and I think he gained confidence, and now he's out doing his own deals. So that's also really, really cool, because I really love helping others as well. And I've done that with several other students, which is I think one of the things that I enjoy the most about this, because, if you can help somebody to get over their fear of just taking action, no matter how small it is, on a consistent basis, you'll definitely get a deal.
Amen, brother. Preach that one. You're right. I love that you were just offering and helping and supporting, and you're nurturing. And look, it's like the little babies have gone out into the world now. You've thrown them from the nest, and they're thriving because you took the time and the patience and the compassion to help them. So I love that. Good for you. Thank you. I love it. All right, Jen, tell me what's your deal? What you got for us?
Yeah, can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, let's go, girl.
Yeah, right. So mine's a little bit more exciting. However, I will highlight Steve. And two main things is I was the same. It was really hard for me to actually ask for help in the community. Like I can do it. I don't want anyone to know that maybe I'm going to mess it up or I didn't know. It was so incredibly hard to reach out. But then there's just me and I'm like, whatever, I'm just going to ask everyone for help. So I ended up doing that. But, and also it's such I want to give so much credit to our community because I have been a part of so many masterminds and so many different communities. And this is the only one where, like Steve said, he's like, let me help you. I'll show you every step of the way. I will pay you. And then I want you to go do your own thing. So the amount of people in here that understand that there's no lack, there's enough for everybody is literally something I text Pace on a regular and said, I'm so grateful because I'm that person. I would give everything and anything away because I know it's going to come back. But to have other people like me is just, I don't know, Steve, I love it. I love that you were able to help and, and everyone out there, they're right. There's 3 Ds, divorce, disease, and death. It's always going to happen because people always ask us, who in the world would ever do this? I'm like, people that are getting divorced, people are going to die, and people that have disease and they're going, either or. But I love your story. So I will just want to highlight you and appreciate you so much. My story is a little bit more crazy. I get a lot of things to me. I'm very good about telling people it's exactly what I want. And so I have told the whole community I'm in Arizona, but my backyard and my home and where I know the most is Lake Tahoe, South Lake Tahoe, North Lake Tahoe, Reno, Nevada, surrounding areas. I grew up there. Like I said, I lived in Squaw. I know it. And so for me, it's so easy. So I just had told a lot of people, this is what I want. This is what I want. And in the Facebook group in sub 2, somebody had tagged me and said, "Hey, Jen, this is in your backyard." And then I'd gotten like 3 texts, and generally I'm doing stuff like this. And so I was like, okay, I better check this out. And in the sub 2, in the group, it was funny because I knew another person on there was a bunch of comments and I'm reading them and going up and I'm looking at the property. I'm doing all my underwriting real quick on the back end. And somebody is in there and is like, this isn't a deal. These comps are everywhere. Like, I can't remember. I want to paraphrase, but it was funny to me because that was the first thing that caught my eyes. Someone else saying this is not a deal. And if you're anything like me or a majority of people in our community, we're like, that means one of 2 things. It's a really good deal or, or something is missing and I want to find it. Right. I want to be an investigator. So I reached out to Joe is the one that put on part of our community. He's actually part of Astro. He's part of sub 2, but he's mostly in Astro. And first thing I do, just like Steve, is I call. I'm like, hey, what's up? What's going on with this? Like, I know this area very well. And he's like, Jen, my partner and I, we want this house so bad. We want to go snowboarding, but it's really hard. Like, we have no idea because the comps in my area are very hard. You've got $3 million properties on one street and you've got a $300,000 on the next street. You have to know where you're buying, what you're buying. It's hard. So like it could be really good or you could be getting into it. And so again, highlight to Steve, I did the same thing. I called Joe. I'm like, okay, I'm going to drive there. I'm going to go see it right now. Or whenever the sellers will allow me to go. And I did. And I went up there and met the sellers, got the whole story, drove the neighborhood. I'd already done the comps. I'd already run the numbers. They had looked so good that I sent them to 2 other people and said, just in case I'm missing something, just underwrite this like you don't know. And then of course I went back to Joe and I'm like, you're right. It's not that good of a deal. I need to negotiate a little bit. And so I did, but it was a really good deal. And we ended up closing. And so that was the highlight of my deal is it came through a Facebook group on sub 2. So our my community, I had community members text me in our community. I reached out to our community and said, hey, underwrite this for me. And then the most important piece of this is, who I got it from in our community, they were wholesalers. Like they made an assignment fee on it. And so I won, the sellers won. They had to go because we dealt with one of the D's there. They had family that was dying and they had to go. And so makes my heart happy in this, especially in a lot of deals I do, is I literally had an opportunity to meet the sellers, hear that they had to go and they couldn't go. And we were able to help them accomplish that. And the only way I got this deal was our community. Someone was able to contract this and he ended up making, I think I posted in there, I think he made like $55,000, which is, again, high five. I told you, I'm like, go get me more. I
Go.
love it. If you are that good, because I'm not that world. I'm not that side. I always tell people I'm in the middle of the end. I'll do the
Yeah.
underwriting, I'll close it, and I'll buy it. That's
Yeah.
what I'll do.
I'm not the wholesaler.
No, and then I will pay wholesalers because I jump into wholesale hotline and I love to watch those things. And I mean, we get to see the last 20 minutes of a deal and we don't get to see the year of the buildup,
Yeah.
of the talking and
Sure.
the taking care of all the things I got to see that in my other businesses because I'm customer relations. So you've earned
Right.
something so much that you deserve every dollar. So I was really excited about that. And then I brought up private money in, we bought it. And so not only did I buy it and I could have done it myself, I brought another person in and we split the profits 50-50. So all the way around, this deal was a huge highlight of how amazing our community is and the fact that everyone in this really wanted to be helped. And the biggest highlight to the team that brought it to me was they understood this might not be for them because they just didn't know. I mean, that's so cool to be able to say, hey, we still want to make money of this, but we just aren't safe. We're not comfortable with it.
I
And
love that.
how cool is that? So that
It's-
was my deal. It's in my head and I still am excited about it. We made a lot of money. We made triple digits, splitting it 50-50. My partner and I split 50 and we both made triple digits on it. So it's a insanity return.
That's awesome. And you know what the best thing is that, I mean, I'm too old at this point not to admit my inadequacies. And if I know there's an area that I'm not strong, I'm calling. Like, I'm just going to pick up the phone. But now being in this community, I know who to call. And that is like a double win, on so many levels. And, you've got to be able to know your strengths and weaknesses in any business that you do. That is just key right there. Key. So, for you, Steve or Jen, were there any like obstacles or things that you didn't really see coming that you had to work through and overcome, different than what you thought? Or is there anything that really you were just like, okay, well, I learned a lesson and next time I'll do this, or I should have maybe done this? Anything you can think of?
I could just say that when I decided to make the choice not to wrap it and do it and sell it to an end buyer myself, I did put it into the community, and I got so much response that it was like, I mean, literally like 15 people wanted to buy it, and they were all just inundating me. And like I said, Andrew was the very first one that said, "Boom, I'm willing to do it right now and make the commitment." I think I needed to be a little bit more prepared for that whole situation. So, because I guess I priced it right. But
you did a good job.
Yeah, yeah. But again, I think just really, I wasn't prepared for that whole part. So, going back to what you were saying, Jen, just reach out. I think just having some better conversations with others, and like even Landon Moore, he wanted it too, and he was offering to just talk about it, not like didn't care if he got it, just wanted to help me. So that, I mean, again, just coming out of my shell, I think just being a little bit more mentally prepared for when you do get a good deal like you got, Jen. I also commend you. Like, wow, as a business owner, how hard is that to say, wow, they made $50,000 on an assignment fee? I mean, that's an adjustment, right? But it's also a cost of business. So really kudos to you for recognizing that. That's just you've got the business owner DNA for sure with that. And that's great. But that's about all I've got right there.
Yeah, but that's important to know, because sometimes people come into this community and, they're just quiet, they're introverts. But, then there's times that, you get spotlighted and it's time to come out of your shell. And it's a really good way to challenge and support somebody, to just give them the confidence that we all see in them and have in them, but they just need to believe in themselves a little bit more. So, I mean,
and to know that I'm going to jump in and highlight the fact that you guys, we're all in this community for a purpose, to make money. Okay.
Yep, for sure.
I'm very clear on that. I actually don't like money. I have a tie to it. I could care less about it. You will probably find me when I'm 80 on a beach with a hut behind me. And that
I'll be
is
serving you
because,
drinks.
yes, exactly. Like
I got
I
you
just,
covered, for sure.
but the more I view what we do as being able to truly help someone, and I understood that going into this, like I had to help people. And if this person was able to still help this and make that money, then that I didn't need to worry about it. I think some people come into our communities and just everywhere. I won't even highlight our community, just in general, and they want to control every piece of it. That wasn't my job. My job was to, can I help these people? Can I help the seller? Can I help me? Is everybody happy? I was cool with it. And that's also something for me that I want to continue to highlight is like, I I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, did you make money? I would have never had this deal. And so for me, the hardest part is I wasn't ready for this deal at all. I was like, ugh, okay, I got to come up with $500,000 like yesterday because of course everything's a fire sale.
Yes,
Everyone's like,
sure.
oh, you got to close by Friday. I'm like, "Rah." And I'm a lender. I have lenders, but lending doesn't move. Money doesn't move fast. If everyone has, that should be a highlight on this. Money does not move fast, you guys. And when it does have to move fast, it is very expensive, and it comes really down to a very solid relationship. And the partner that I have a huge relationship that has money, I had to reach out to and say, hey, I underwrite the deal. I went through it. It's fast. Do you want to make money on it? And again, highlighting the fact that she made 50% of my profit. She knew she was going to make a lot of money. And that was the only way that I could have got done. Now, my error in going into this was like, oh yeah, I got this. I got it because I knew the area so well. And I'm the lender. I know money. And I totally spaced the fact that I'm like, oh man, I need money like now. Like, oh shoot. So keep that in mind when you're getting these deals, you guys. You have to look at every piece of the puzzle. You have to get, hey, we have to get the deal. We have to close the deal. We have to make everybody happy. Everyone's got to win. And I got to fund the deal. So I think that the biggest lesson as a lender, sometimes I forget because I have my own money and everything I have was out. And so I had to relate in a relationship that it netted her a lot of money. So that was I would think my biggest takeaway is just getting and jumping into it and not recognizing that I put this energy out there and I had to be prepared for it. So now I go and I raise money and I make sure I have money on the side and it's allocated and my investors know that they're going to make this money. This is why I partner so many people, but make sure you're prepared. Don't jump into a deal and be like, oh, I'm going to get this deal and then reach out to somebody and be like, oh yeah, PS, can I borrow $500,000? Because that's really hard to do. Can you? There's always a way, but it is difficult. So keep that in.
And it's all about the relationships and the collaboration.
Always.
And I love, my dad taught myself and my sister and all of us early, hey, if you want to make money, great. But the more you make, the more you can give. And that is just something that we have, it's been ingrained in me since I, as a little human. And that's just how I live my life. And
is that why you run a nonprofit?
Yeah, I think so, right? I feel like I'm a nonprofit sometimes, but I love it, really, because the more you make, I want to make a ton so I can just give it away and just do this for other people. And I love it. And, you are a badass, and that's why people want to reach out to you. And that's why you're like going a million miles a minute. So it's your fault because you need to stop being so amazing. That's the problem.
I love our community. I love being badass. I will help everyone. I'm just going to build a team around it. I literally hire people every day. I'm like, let's go. I'll teach you everything I know. And let's do some great things together because there's so much, you guys, there's so much out there. There's so many different opportunities to help people that will allow you to make money. You just have to open your view. Just look at a different angle.
So
I love what you guys are saying. It's just music to my ears.
I love it. You're with us. Let's go. This trio. So because it's 2025, I'm still thinking, we're still a little early in the year. So what does the year look like for you, Steve? What's on the list? What do you want? Yeah, don't worry. You better start thinking, sister. Like what?
I already have my answer.
I'm not surprised. I love it.
So for 2025, my goal is just to help as many people as I possibly can. I also want to partner with more people, like be partnering with Jason Parks in the Hawaii deal, and helping him to raise some additional capital for that which is just a great deal. I mean, it's so amazing.
Call me, Steve. I'll help you.
Yes.
And I think also looking at some land opportunities. So I think I really like that. And so I'm not going to get too far out on just probably like 3 focuses, but they're pretty refined. And we have a nonprofit as well, so we're looking to help others as well. So it's good. And you and I need to connect, Kathy, on that.
I'm all yours, my friend. I'm all yours.
I can't wait to hear your wisdom.
I will help you any way I can. I think Pace should have a nonprofit, and I'll just run that for him. Like, it'd be fine. I'll just
He's
give
not
away
allowed
money.
to do a nonprofit because his nonprofit would be he will do everything for everyone
I
at
know.
any hour of any day.
I agree.
He's so giving.
Away
He's
other
like the
people's
best.
money.
Yeah, he's a giving, and not even money, but like just the biggest
I know.
giver and leader of that. Then I'm
There's no words.
scared for his
There's
family
no
if he
words.
did that.
He is the most amazing human for
is.
sure. His heart, all of it. So, Jen, what's on your list for the year?
My list for the year is to really expand. I'm doing 150 sub twos this year. That's my goal. I'm gonna do 150 of them. I'm gonna acquire them. The ultimate goal with that, you guys, being on the lending side, is give 150 people opportunities to lease to own. I think in the world I see every day, we have a lot of interest rates. You had a lot of people date the rate, but now they're all hurting. And there's just a lot. Insurance is a huge deal. I'm going to be doing a lot of talks on how important that is and how detrimental it's going to be to a lot of people when insurance goes crazy, or when we see
right here,
right,
sister.
California fires. I mean, I do work Florida. Like, there's going to be a lot of things where even if it was affordable, it's just not affordable anymore. And then you're going to have a tie down on lending to where it's going to be very hard. And I want to help. And so if I have the ability and we have skills and we have a community that can come together and help me partner with me in 150 sub 2 deals to get to hold these rates so the banks just don't make more and more money, we're going to have opportunity for these people. And I, unfortunately I saw the fires and it's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, where are these people going to go? Where are they going to, and some people have money, but what about people because I'm a dog lover. I love animals and dogs. I mean, think about if these people have dogs or horses, like they're the last on the list to get one of these properties that's for rent or whatever, because a lot of I own multiple properties. It's not my favorite thing, but I want to be able to be like, lease it. It's yours. I don't care what you have. Take it, take care of it, obviously. But so that's my passion. 2025 is going to look a whole lot like my team's building out traditional DSR. We're lenders. We'll show you how to do it. But 150 subject houses, 150 partners. I want to do it for 3 years straight, 36 months. And I want to be able to help and align myself with everyone that knows you can call on me and my team and we will be there and we will help you. And that's important to me, to be able to just give people opportunity, that because a lot of people are going to be told no, or you can't qualify.
For sure.
And I mean, California is going to become a state that it's not even that, even if you could qualify for a mortgage or some kind of loan, the lender won't close because you can't get insurance. Then you're like,
such a mess here right now. And there's
crazy.
15,000 structures lost. And I have friends who've lost. I mean, everybody's been affected here. And there's just not enough housing for people here.
And there's not enough because there's not enough talking to these people that really are just, they feel stuck in their houses. Like, I can't leave. I can't go anywhere. What am I going to do? And if we can be an advocate for them, like if you want to go, then go. And also, I'm huge in Northern Nevada and Reno, all the way through to Vegas. I have lots of properties and we're going to expand there, because even if they have to be somewhere remote until they can get somewhere, why not? And I just want to be able to continue to do that for people. So I'm speaking on tons of stages. I'm going to be everywhere, and I'm going to and really focus on how do I help? How do I help? And if you want to know how I help, then reach out to me. And for Lewis, do I lend to foreign investors? It depends on the property. It depends on what your goal is. I lend to everybody. If it's a good deal and we understand what we're doing, that's where private money and hard money comes in, you guys. You have to understand the difference. Like private money, bank-wise, no, banks aren't going to. Which, can I just go on a tangent on this real quick? It's so dumb. All right. So as a lender, foreign investors are our favorite. Me personally, my favorite thing. Because you know what people are afraid of? They're not afraid of the foreign investors. The foreign investors are here. They're afraid if the foreign investor comes and, has work or business, whatever here, and they leave to go see family, that they can't get back in.
They can't get back.
It's nothing to do. A lot of people have the wrong misconception. They're thinking like, well, they just don't want foreign. I'm like, no, we just have to figure out in the titling sequence that if you do leave and you can't get back in, then there's an acceleration clause that's going to come in and it has to go back to me as the owner. And then
Right.
of course we'll work with each other. But that's the biggest fear, you guys, with foreign investing is
Yeah.
what happens. And again, I'll say it out loud, to have to educate more people on it and get more funds built,
For sure.
syndications built to help those people. Because
Yeah.
I promise you, I want to work with you. Foreign investors all day long. Come
Yeah.
see me. Let's do cool stuff together.
I
You are
love it.
super smart.
I know. I love that. I love it. So if they're, because we're on the creative side right now, which is amazing community on Facebook, and then, YouTube, wherever, what would you say to somebody if they're on the fence? If they're like, I'm not really sure, sub 2 Gator, top tier TC, and they're just kind of, doing their investigating and they're on the fence. What would you say to them, Steve, that to push them over?
I would just say that you don't know what you're capable of doing unless you actually take a risk and do it. And so there should be nothing preventing you from taking that risk, because if it doesn't work, that's okay. You just get back up and do it again. Because after you do it over and over, sometimes it takes, a time or two for some people. Sometimes it takes more than that. But I can promise you, if you keep on doing it, the same thing over and over, you will be successful.
I love it. I mean, I fail every day that ends in a Y.
I agree.
I just do. I mean, I have a patent. I've done all these and things don't work out, but you know what? You've accomplished, you've taken the risk and you've tried. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Wasn't that the old saying that we used to hear? But you got to try. You don't know what you're missing unless you try.
There's millions and millions of dollars in this community. It's just right at your fingertips. There's so many different ways to make money. Just connecting with other people and literally just finding out what's, where you fit. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes it doesn't. It's, everybody's different. So just let your journey take you to where you're supposed to go. And I'm sure you'll get there.
I love it. Thank you. I love that perspective. Jen, what about you? What would you tell people?
I always tell people, reach out to people in your community. Like if you're in Nevada, reach out to me. I'm here. Like I'm in sub 2. I paid the money to Gator because I do believe that there's two different people in the world. I think that there's crazy balls to the wall is the best. I can't think of the right terminology, but like people like me that are just going to go do it. And they're going to help you. And my ultimate goal is, let me show you how it is. And then if you want to do, yes, here, I will show you the way. And here's your support system, because I think it's important that people can see how much support's in here. And if they come in here and they don't know how to reach out, like Steve and I think we're very similar. Like, I'm afraid to reach out. Should I not reach out? It's in my built internal because of our previous corporate experiences to only do it on our own because someone, you're fearful of having someone take advantage or whatever the deal is. So the first step is don't be fearful. Reach out we've got amazing community leaders all throughout the country. Get with somebody, ask the questions. And then I would say, absolutely do it. You will never find a community that has the more money there's so much money here. There's so many deals here. I just sent a text message to Pace because I'm in the owners club about this and just saying, you know what, I'm so trained to go to certain communities. And I reached out to these agents that are in my community. And the feedback I got was so negative and wrong and inaccurate. And again, no ill will. It's probably because they didn't know. I reached out to our community. I got 86 responses. Let's go. How do I help? Like, you just know what you know. So if you're on the fence and you're just like, I'm used to it being this way, it's going to be the same here. I promise you, hands down, it is not the same. You have just such like-minded. And if you like money, join Gator. There's nothing like it. I love Gator. That's where I started. I still do Gator. I mean, there's so much to learn as far as money goes. And that's a great aspect. If you love real estate, go to sub 2, like go it. If you're a processor, I'm in a lending world outside of this. If you're a processor, join top tier TC. Sure. Oh my gosh. That is Shelly, her multi-tenant, like I do all my deals through those guys, and
amazing.
They have the best systems. You'll have a community. You'll actually be able to do deals because out here they're making $150 a deal. In here, you'll make more money. So top tier TC is fantastic. But reach out to your leaders. Reach out to me and I'll align you with a leader wherever you're at. My team has no problem doing that, but they're all great. I can't highlight it enough. And you got people like Steve in here and you, Kathy, like Where could we go that we know someone's going to like really go and help and save a marriage, or has
Yeah.
information on a nonprofit? There's so many great people to connect with.
I mean, we're a
And
family here.
we
We're
are.
a family, and my best friends are in this community. You know, it's so much deeper than just, you know, the financial or the fiscal based. You know, this is cheaper than therapy for me. This community, it is the best people in the world. We hang out, we break bread, we have wine, we hug, you know, all the things. And with Squad Up coming, you know, in a couple months, that is just going to be the best week. So excited.
My team is so excited to see my world. So I'm flying my
Woohoo!
entire team out there just so they can see what we do
I
and
love
the
it.
community. It's just about the community. I have a team member of mine that is processing and starting her own company, and she's so excited, and she will become part of TC, top tier CC. She'll do all these things, and it's just because she's going to be around the great people, and all I'm doing is giving her a view, and she's going to take it and be phenomenal.
Well, you want to surround yourself with people that you think the same, you know, that there's nothing better than celebrating somebody's success on a deal in this community. It is just, you know, it feels great to see people succeed. There's not that little, you know, pettiness and, oh, I don't want that. No. You leave that, go elsewhere. You know, we're all cheerleaders for each other in here. And it is so cool to see people from a year ago to now. I mean, you're just launching, and it's so awesome. I love it.
And if you put work into it, Steve, how long have you been in the community?
It's probably been 2 years now.
Right. And I've only been 1 year. Like the opportunity is endless. You put the work in, you do what you love. There's so much that can be done.
For sure.
There's the opportunity, but you don't get that by sitting on the sidelines. You get that by joining and reaching out. And, you know, just like Steve and I taking a bit of time to reach out and actually work with the community, but we'll all get there.
And for everybody watching, you know, please make sure to see Jenn's contact on the screen. Steve's on the screen. I'm on Instagram. Find me there. You know, we're here to help, to support, to nurture, to, you know, kick you in the fanny to get you moving a little faster. Whatever you need from us, that is what we are here to do. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so definitely take advantage. Look back in the comments. I dropped all of Steve's contact information in there as well as Jenn's. So take advantage. Like Steve was saying earlier, he just randomly joined one of Myron Briley's Zooms and got an awesome contact to get a deal done. So just taking that little step, no matter how small, is so important. I loved listening to both of your stories and how you did the thing. You took action, you took that small step forward, and you knew that you had this community of people that genuinely want to help you move forward.
Yeah. And one thing I'm going to just kind of throw in is that for some people that may be intimidated by going on the Zooms with 1,000 people, there's so many people in the community that have kind of these little side Zooms, you know, office hours where, you know, they're still obviously very much in the community, but they can help you and you can feel a little bit better about. Some people don't want the loud. They just want a few people in a room together where you can talk and be vulnerable and not feel intimidated to ask questions. So, you know, the community has all of this. So just for people that are just thinking, I don't want big, I want small. Well, we can be big or small in this community for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're wanting to go big or go home, Pace is actually doing a live Zoom right now. He is doing the No One Left Behind challenge. So today is the last day that you can join. So if you're interested in that, I will put that in the comments as well. Sometimes, you know, it's nice to feel that calmness of being able to be in a smaller group so that you feel like you have that space to interact. But also sometimes it's kind of nice to like be in a Zoom with Pace there live and you can interact in the chat. You never know, like the conversations that might go on in the comments. If you're not like, I don't think I'll raise my hand this time around. Pace does a lot of lives, so I'm sure you'll have many more opportunities.
And they're all amazing. The value that he provides and the knowledge and the nuggets. I mean, I'm sitting here, I'm listening, and then I'm typing. I have notes open, and I'm doing all this stuff. And you know, it's just every Zoom you walk away with some golden nugget, and it's fantastic. And I love it. Mindset, business, all of it. I mean, every bit of it is fantastic.
Absolutely. Well, I just wanted to thank everybody to coming on here today. everybody who is listening, still with us, Kathy, Steve, and Jen, nobody is paying them to be here right now. They're doing this out of the kindness of their own heart to kind of give you an opportunity to get to know them better and maybe work with them in the future. So definitely take advantage of that. And Kathy, I'll let you close us out.
Well, thanks, guys. I mean, Happy New Year to you both. I'm, Steve, we'll see each other soon on Zoom, and Jen, can't wait to have a chat with you for sure. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
Yay.
I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure seeing you, Steve, and
Yeah,
I'll be
pleasure to
calling
meet
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks,
I look
guys.
forward to it.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Have a
Jen.
great day.